no matter what calamities befall us as individuals or the world as a whole. The sun just keeps shining. But sometimes when our hearts run cold with loss and grief, we do not feel the warmth of that sunshine. Here I am walking around this beautiful park with a nice lake in the middle, and think to myself how lucky I am to be just walking and observing this world around me. All the life, all the complexity, all the intricacies. Yet, amongst all this beauty around us, we find desperation, grief, horror, and at times let it taint our soul. But we shouldn't. But we are human. What makes us so strong also makes us so vulnerable and weak. Our emotions, our ability to feel this world through the lens of emotion, not just facts, not just raw experiences, but the spiritual realm to things. And it's this understanding of so much more around us, behind the scenes. Pull the veil of this reality away and see another. And it's not separate, it's all superimposed. But we lack the capacity to fully experience it. Hence, a lot of our suffering, actually probably most of our suffering and discord, arises from the fact that we cannot fully comprehend the unity of things. When we lose someone that is so integral to our lives, like a parent or a sibling or a child or even a friend, even an acquaintance, the loss is palatable because every little interaction we had with these people made us who we are. Stone by stone, brick by brick, built us up, built us down, but ultimately made us who we are in this moment, for better, for worse. That influence and that beauty that arises from how we integrate all the people in our lives or our experiences into who we are as a whole means really through all our experiences, it's all within us. So do we really lose anybody? Probably not. Those conversations, those experiences, the littlest things we observed the other person, how they lived, it's within us. That's something we should be eternally grateful for. For we are blessed by those that have transformed us as individuals, that have made us who we are, that have breached the understanding we may have lacked in life. Things that we couldn't perceive, we can perceive through others' eyes. Always, throughout my entire life, I have observed my surroundings with like a really fine microscope, and occasionally I zoomed out and seen it through a telescope from afar, and just the distance between those 2 points, the close and the far, you can sort of gauge the totality of who someone is in your life. And they go about their business and they don't know that you're watching them, or because you're staring, it could be in passing, but just the tiniest things they do, from the way they pick up a coffee mug, to the way they flick their hair, to the way they walk, to the way they speak to others, to what they like, what they don't like, to how they react to things. It's all in all very interesting, very profound, and in its totality, it's a spiritual experience to know someone close and deep. To the extent that you can even gauge their feelings just by the seemingly the aura around them. Know if they're happy, they're sad, they're stressed, they're anxious, they're hopeful, they're despairing, all of it. there is this profound feeling I have that losing my mother, how she passed, how she lived, how we were, it's almost like time starts again anew, because who I was while she was alive and who I am now that she has passed, it's almost like something got left behind when she passed away. What got left behind is the future with her in it. All the possibilities for her life, mine, the family. And as much as you grieve the loss for the person and who they were and what they meant to you, you also grieve the loss of all the possibilities that came with them existing, being alive, moving through space and time. They still are, but in a higher realm, in heaven. That's where all the enlightenment is. That's where all the answers are revealed. The answers to life, the universe, and everything. All there. You can probably get pretty close while alive to revealing some of that cosmic truth, but I don't believe you can attain it while living. Living is just a long setting of the dinner table of dying. And we waste so much time tying ourselves up in knots, wanting to control everything around us, to make ourselves comfortable, make ourselves less anxious, wanting the world to work a certain way. But the world works the way the world works. Yes, we influence our surroundings and the comings and goings on in this realm as it influences us. But people have a difficulty understanding there are limits. Limits, our lifespan, our abilities. It's almost like the more you push to understand, the further you get from truth. Yet if we silence our minds and our vain imaginings, then it can appear out of thin air. The realization that there's unity behind all the discord, and chaos, there is unity. I often forget. I have to remind myself. Always wanting things to be a certain way. Anxious about things that are beyond my control. What for? It's not about not trying to make my life, the lives of the people I love and care about, and the world in general, like a better place. It's about understanding there are limits. And where your influence starts and stops, and that control you have in between. If anything, the most control we can hope to have is over our own mind. And if we attain that, then other things, I believe, will fall into place. Or at least I hope so. Almost finished my walk. And I'll flip the camera. So much beauty. Wherever you are, try and see the beauty in the world around you.